What is up, guys? Zach Ginn here, and in today's video, we're going to break down the perfect script for talking to sellers, exactly how to talk to motivated sellers the right way in real estate wholesaling. And y'all know the drill. I'm going to show you everything you need to know about how to talk to a seller in person, over the phone, really, honestly, anything in wholesaling real estate you need to know when it comes to talking to sellers, how to qualify sellers, and really how to break everything down in real estate wholesaling. I'm excited today to show you exactly the right way, exactly how to do it for you to have the best success possible, because I get asked all the time, how do you talk to sellers? And this is going to be the perfect one today. We're on day 15 of the Real Estate Wholesaling Challenge. So this is going to be a really exciting one, guys. So if you're watching and this is your first time seeing me, anything like that, we are on day 15 of a 30-day real estate wholesaling challenge, where for 30 days straight, for day 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 30, I show everything in sequential order. The entire real estate wholesaling process. We're on day 15, which means we are ramping things up. Things are starting to get ramped up today, where we're actually learning how to talk to sellers the right way in wholesaling real estate. So I'm really excited about this, guys, today, and really to break down how to talk to sellers the right way. So let's kind of break it down and show exactly everything you need to know. Before we get into it, y'all know the stinking drill. Smash that like button, subscribe. Every time you hit that like button, another guru cries. So why not just smash that like button as many times as you want? So we're excited about this, guys. So if you're ready, if you've missed some of the lives, I think it's been like 4 or 5 days since I've been on a live. Drives me crazy. I'm excited. I'm jacked up today for the next as many hours as we need today to talk to people exactly how to get going in this business. So if you're ready to go, learn wholesaling real estate absolutely for free, how to talk to sellers the right way today, do me a favor, smash that like button and subscribe and get jacked up. Woo!
Get the fuck out of bed, bitch. Go. Get up, and then they got go. Time to wake up, bitch. Get up. Get up. Get up.
Let's get it going, guys. We're ready right now to learn how to talk to sellers the right way in real estate wholesaling. And you know what's up. We're here to teach everything you need to know. I'm telling you guys right now, we are going to break down everything you need to know about how to talk to sellers the right way in real estate wholesaling. So if you're jacked up, excited today, let's break it down. This is the energy you need, the confidence you need to talk to sellers the right way. So we're going to break it down. Without further ado, let's kind of talk about everything we need to know about today on how to talk to sellers. Honestly, it comes back to asking 4 things to your motivated sellers. We're going to basically break that down. Let's come with a thumbnail kind of show today. Me smiling and getting everything done like that. So let's kind of break down everything we're going to do here on day 15. I just like to get into it. We can ask our questions after. I think we got some one-on-one calls today too. So that's going to be really exciting for everyone in the wholesaling house for a mastermind. Anyone can join that mastermind, but let's break it down. So today I'm going to break down the perfect script for qualifying, talking to motivated sellers, exactly how to talk to them the right way. So we're going to break down the perfect script for talking to a seller over the phone or in person. Really what we're going to get to at the end of it today, and really a huge important thing, is how to see if a deal is going to be a good deal or not without even copying that. I think that's going to be a pretty interesting one. I think a lot of people are getting a lot of value from that. And really, how to sort of become an expert when talking to sellers. It's pretty interesting and very valuable. So let's talk about one thing really quick. Why do we have to qualify our sellers? Why we must qualify our sellers? I think the first thing you have to understand is if you don't qualify your sellers, you are going to be, number one, wasting time talking to unmotivated sellers. You're going to have less time on actually closing real estate wholesaling deals. You're going to actually have less time with your marketing, less time with your cold calling, because you're just wasting time with serious unmotivated sellers at all. It is not fun. It is not something you should be doing. What we're going to really try to do is create a dialogue and rapport for understanding the deal and the seller so we can actually help them out in their situation. That is the goal here. So, what is the key here to talking to sellers, talking to motivated sellers, people who want to sell their property? How is it? So, number one, they must be motivated. I feel like this is something that doesn't get talked about too much in this industry, in wholesaling, but like, we're not here to waste time talking to sellers that are actually not motivated to sell the property. I think that's pretty much cut and dry. If no one wants to sell their house due to a reason, it's not going to be a good deal. I don't know why, but that's the truth. How do I tell if a seller is motivated or not? I think that's a really big one I get asked all the time. How do I tell if the seller's motivated or not? It really comes down to a certain amount of things. Number one, you need to ask the right questions. I feel like so many people don't ask the right questions, and they're like, they're stuck in their same old process in real estate wholesaling, and they want to blame somebody, right? And the honest person you should be blaming is yourself if you're not asking the right question. So, how do you tell if a motivated seller is motivated or not? You need to ask questions, and that's really how qualifying is. So, how do you talk to sellers in wholesaling real estate? Number one, don't be a salesperson. Don't be a saleswoman. Don't be like this crazy sales type person. That is not how you want to be in this business. You're not going to go too far when you got this salesy type thing. It's not going to give you good results. You cannot force the conversation. This happens way too many times in wholesaling real estate where somebody's just going to force the conversation, and it never, ever, ever, it never, ever works out well because they're forcing a conversation. And when you start forcing conversations, that's when your results in wholesaling real estate absolutely just get destroyed. You cannot be forcing this conversation. You have to just be genuine with your sellers, be genuine, honestly, to yourself. And here's the one thing I don't think a lot of people understand about this when talking to sellers, but act like you're buying a car. Now, this seems really weird. I get it. And this seems out of the ordinary. But when you're buying a deal, you're trying to buy a property, right? You're trying to wholesale real estate. Act like you're buying a car. And I know that sounds really, really weird, but let me kind of break down exactly what I mean by this. How do you buy a car, right? So let's kind of talk about and answer the question of how do you buy a car? How do you buy a car, right? First of all, you ask questions. So if I'm going out here buying a car, I'm going to be asking questions. So have you ever bought a car? I've bought plenty of cars from people like off Craigslist, Auto Trader, whatever. You're going to a dealership. Everyone, when they come back over here, try to buy our piece of real estate, they all get flustered. They all go crazy. Like, oh my gosh, what do I say? How do I do? Oh, I don't know anything about. Guys, you guys freak out. A lot of beginners out here, they flip out when it comes to actually talking to somebody about buying a piece of real estate or a car, or a house. But y'all have gone here, bought cars, and you guys aren't sweating and so stressed out to go and buy a car. You guys are pretty normal about buying a car, and that's a little weird to me, because think about when you're buying a car, what do you do? And then if you use that process for buying a piece of real estate, it's going to be a little different. So what do you do when you buy a car, right? You talk about the car, right? You test drive it, or in wholesaling, this is seeing it in person. And then you kind of inspect it. You kick the tire, right? Seeing if, the tire's good. You sort of act like you know what you're doing. Let me see under the hood right here. Oh yeah, I know exactly what's under this hood right here. Oh, the V8 engines. Yeah. Come on. Most people are, they're fibbing a little when they look under an engine. They're like, yeah, it looks pretty good. I honestly, when I started out in wholesaling, that's what I did. I looked at the addict. I'm like, yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. Come on. You don't really. So it's like that. And I feel like a lot of people, like when they're buying a piece of real estate, they get really, really wrapped up in the weeds of it. And really, when you're buying a car, you keep it super, super simple. And that's what you need to be doing in real estate wholesaling. Keep it simple, guys. It's going to get you so much better results. So again, I'm going to say this again, but like everybody overcomplicates talking to a seller. You've been talking to people. You've been talking to other people who want to sell properties. You've been talking to just human beings your entire life. And that's the honest truth. When you're going to buy a candy at a candy store as a kid, you talk to someone about it, right? You went to college, you talked to somebody, right? Anybody went on a date, you talked to somebody, right? You most people out here have generally had conversations with many, many people in their entire life. So talking to somebody about selling their property, it's the same exact process, right? Now, confidence is going to be the best indicator of your success in wholesaling, especially when talking to a seller. You don't need to have like the biggest confidence in the world on, knowing everything, but confidence is going to be key, but it's a different type of confidence than you probably think. To have results in wholesaling, you're going to have the confidence that you can help the seller, give them the cash offer with your partner, not the confidence that you know everything in real estate wholesaling. I feel like that's where a lot of people get very confused. You don't need to have the confidence that you're going to know everything, but you need to have the confidence that you know you can help somebody. That's the biggest difference between buying a car. So like you're buying a car, you don't walk up there and act like you're an expert mechanic for 40 years. You've been working on Mack trucks and you just know everything, right? When you're buying a car, right? Most people don't do that. I don't do that when I act like I'm buying a car. Okay. I generally know how cars work, and that's how I'm buying this car to do this, right? So when I'm buying a piece of real estate, I'm not acting like I've been a construction worker all my life. Now, I've flipped a lot of houses, so for me, I actually know a lot about flipping a house. But when I started out, I didn't know a thing. I didn't know jack squat about it. So when you're talking to someone, like, I have the confidence I can go buy this property from you and help you out. I have the cash. Me and my cash partner, cash buyer, have the cash to buy it. I'm confident if you sign a contract, I can buy it. That's what my confidence should be. And everybody here watching should have that same confidence. Now, you shouldn't have confidence that you know everything, right? One thing, like I'm going by a property, and I'm like doing a walkthrough. I remember doing this a training last year with an acquisitions rep in our company. We walked through the property. There's this weird, like stain, like it's like a stain on the side. I know there's probably a spigot on the other side, but I'm not sure why it's leaking to a point, because it could be, it could not. I didn't really know, but I knew it was a problem, right? So it was like when you touch the wall in the bathroom, it was like soft and mushy and like moving. It was a wood frame property. So I knew something was up, but I didn't know what, right? So what do I tell the seller in the situation, right? Hey, Mr. Seller, there's definitely something wrong here. I don't know exactly what's wrong, but it shouldn't be soft like this. And there's definitely some sort of leak, most likely. I'm going to have my handyman go look at it. Is that okay? We can agree on something today. This isn't going to change the price at all, but I'm going to have to bring him out here and get a second opinion on this. Does that make me seem like I know less about real estate? No, I just don't know exactly what it is, right? Like my handyman, shout out to him. He is awesome. He can go in a property and see if it's got termites in it better than anyone I know. I literally, I can knock on, like, I'm terrible when it comes to knowing if a property had prior termite damage or not. This guy doesn't even have to open a wall. He just like knock, knock, knock. Oh, okay. He just like feels it. He's like, this had termite damage. Then he opens the wall and shows me. I'm like, and like sometimes Rick, my dad, he's just like, there's no termite damage. And then he just like see, like, I'm not an expert. I never claimed to be the expert. I'm the expert when it comes to I actually am an expert when it comes to buying the process. So the process of buying, I know how title works, right? But I've never claimed to be an expert on a piece of real estate. And if I ever have an issue with it, I don't act like I know it. I say, that's a really good question about the title process. Let's have my title lady call us together and we can both understand it. That's a very unique situation. It's a different conversation, but it gives you still the power. And I feel like a lot of people don't understand that to a point, and they don't do it the right way. You still have to have that power in that conversation. So if I'm talking to somebody and there's a leak on the wall, this could be a roof leak. It could not. I wouldn't know unless I'm in the attic, and I don't do that. I have my roofers work on it. Let's still go through the property. I can still buy it today, but they're going to have to go by before we actually close on the deal and actually look at it. It's not inspection, anything crazy. I'm still going to buy it. They just have to go by and look at it. My partner, right? He's more the expert when it comes to flipping stuff, and because that's your cash partner, right? That's the confidence you should have, that you have an offer and you're solid with it with you and your cash buyer. Just understand that, guys. I feel like a lot of people have fake confidence. You should have real confidence you can help someone buy the process. You like, one last thing, we'll get in the next slide, but like, why do I have confidence when I talk to somebody about buying a car? Because I have $20,000 in my hand right now, which of a check, I can write a check, just buy the car cash. That's my confidence. My confidence isn't I'm an expert on the mechanics that, the inside the engine, right? I'm not. I'm not. But I have the confidence I can go write a check and buy it, right? And I feel like that's something that you need to have. That's a different type of confidence, but it's going to give you a really good result. So people really overcomplicate this. So let's break down my script for talking to sellers. Remember, guys, the replays of this are on the bottom right here at freewholesaling.com. Day 1, 2, all the way to 14. Now 15 will get posted probably tonight or tomorrow morning. If you really want to follow it, there's a link in the description if you're on YouTube of an actual playlist I have active right now on it of the challenge. Freewholesaling.com also has that too. That's going to be pretty cool. Everyone's going to say, oh, like I'm telling you, in like 6 months from now, everyone's like, oh, I wish I was here during the challenge. Hey, you're in it right now. So what is my script talking to sellers? So this script is all about, in my personal opinion, two things, and really two things only. This script is about qualifying and gathering information. And really what we want to do is guide the conversation into 4 questions. It's not necessary you do it in an order. It's not like a solid script per se. You want to flow it to the questions. It's not like I have to say X, Y, and Z. But honestly, like if you can, it will probably be best if you flow it towards that. But like it's not like I have to say these exact words in this way, because conversations are weird. Like someone might give you a question you're not used to. It might ruin the thing for you. That's why I always tell everybody out here, be a little flexible in your conversations, and it'll give you the best results possible. So here's my script. We're basically asking 4 questions to the sellers. Now, a lot of people who are a little more familiar with my scripts, I don't care. So here's the 4 questions: motivation, condition, time frame, price. We're going to break this all down right now. I don't care who your guru is, who your shmuru is. I don't care. These 4 questions are the 4 most basic questions in sales in the history. I have all these books. I got John C. Maxwell books from the 90s. I have real estate wholesaling books from the dang 70s on my bookshelf right here. I have books, old Zig Ziglar trainings on selling. I got it right here. Look, I have a Zig Ziglar book right here. Zig Ziglar, the ultimate book for selling professionals. This is a book. Rest in peace, Zig Ziglar. Truly one of the GOATs. This is a book from 1991. Okay. These are really old selling books. I have a Tom Hopkins, How to Master the Art of Selling, like all from the 80s, 70s, really old selling books and real estate investing books. All of this all together has really combined to these 4 questions when it comes to real estate and sales. I am not the first person to come up with these. The old GOATs have, and I'm just presenting their awesome information to you guys for free. A lot of people take this information and they sell it to you in a $10,000 course. I give it for free. And just understand that you buy a course of the same stuff. They might change the wording a little because you have to feel like you bought something, right? But like it all comes down to these same 4 questions. Okay. Rick's been doing these same 4 questions legitimately he's been doing these same 4 questions for 20 plus years. So I don't care what your guru says, okay, that they developed this system 4 years ago. They're all basing it off of someone else. I based a lot of these sales tactics off of very successful people from the 80s and 70s. And those people probably based it from someone very successful from them, right? Like it all comes back from somebody. So I hate it when a guru claims that I see gurus claiming that they invented this when Rick did this 15 years before they even started wholesaling. Just hilarious. And we have it all documented too. Rick literally has stuff written down from 2009, 2010 of like writing the stuff. It's just hilarious. But these are the 4 questions. So like if you have to talk to a seller and you legitimately don't know what to say, come back to these 4 questions: motivation, condition, time frame, price. I have this memorized just because it's ingrained in my soul. Talking to so many sellers, getting so many bandit sign calls called to me. But really for you, just understanding that it's pretty easy. Have it written down if you have to. Have it somewhere near you when you're talking to a seller. But like honestly, you need those 4 things. And we're going to do some mock calls and stuff to show you how the script works. But it'll help you out. So let's talk about number 1, motivation. Why are you, so this is how you talk about motivation. You want to see why someone's looking to sell the property. So Mr. Seller, why are you looking to sell this property? That's it, right? Why are you looking to sell the property? That's honestly it. That is The 4 questions you got to ask. So that's number 1. Why are you looking to sell the property? You could say it. You could say this a million different ways. Develop whatever one you like, but it's like, hey, Mr. Seller, why are you looking to get rid of the property? It seems really nice. See, you guys have seen me on my live calls talking to actual live sellers over this. I've said this question probably 500 different variations, but it all comes back to the same point, right? How's your day going? How are you doing today? How's the what? Like it's very this same question kind of asked a million different ways. That's really what that is. So what is condition, right? Can you tell me a little bit about the property, the roof, AC, repairs? Does it need any updating? Now, I'm asking these questions for 2 reasons, like I've said before: qualifying and information gathering. One thing you have to understand when it comes to talking to motivated sellers and sellers in general is this is kind of a psychology law with sales too. This is something that kind of seems weird, but it's true. If you have somebody just telling you a story about their life or something that means a lot to them, and you act like you understand what they're saying, even if you're not even understanding the information. All right, let me give you an example. If I have somebody who speaks Mandarin Chinese and they give me a whole spiel about their life or their problems, and I nod and act like I understand it, and they just leave, they'll feel very connected with me, or rapport was built with that, right? Because I understand their story. It's kind of funny because someone knowing that you hear them means a lot. So that's one thing. So like if somebody tells you why they want to sell their property, you're instantly building rapport by gathering that information because they feel like you understand their situation. And it's very cool the way that works. Not a lot of people like understand that to a point, but it's absolutely true. So that's one reason why like we just asking these questions, not because it might even be important for the sales process. Frankly, I don't really care when someone wants to sell. So time frame, I don't care because I care to a point, but like I can write a contract for as long as, but it's more about their situation, right? So let's break down this too. So time frame here is, when are you looking to sell the property, right? Are they looking to sell within a month, a week, a year, right? So the point of condition right now is just understanding about the property, right? The condition of it, motivations, why they're looking to sell it. Condition is, how is the property? Time frame is when they're looking to sell. Is this something that has to be sold within a month, a week, a year, right? And then price. And price is the most delicate one. And frankly, might be shocking for most people, but out of all these questions, I care the least about price. So the way that I recommend you say about price is, how much do you need to sell the property for? Do you notice how I said, how much do you want to sell the property for? No, I said, how much do you need to sell the property for? Because if someone says, oh, I don't need to sell the property, I just kind of want to ish, probably not the best deal. Someone who needs to sell it due to a motivating circumstance, making them a true motivated seller, it's a lot better. It's the nuances in language just a little bit that work really well, because I might want to sell this house for 100,000, but I really just need to get rid of it for 40. You know, I want to sell my house, the house that I own right now and live in. I might want to sell it for $5 billion, but maybe I'm in a tax delinquent situation right now. I really just need to get rid of it for 100 and make a little money off of it, right? It's that tiny little like sliver of information you tell to that seller that changes the entire game. So I think a lot of people really confuse this a lot, and it's something that it's a small part of language, but it's definitely going to be the biggest change in your results and your success in wholesaling. So really, guys, like price is not going to be the biggest thing. The reason why I always tell everyone price matters least, because I can change price and I can't change any of those. So let's break it down from the top. These other ones, right? Motivation. I can't change your motivation, right? I can't make you not pay taxes, right? Like I can't change that motivation. I can't really change the condition of the house. I mean, I could, smash a baseball bat in the kitchen, make it worse, I guess, but like that's criminal. We're not going to do that. But like, or I'm not going to go fix it up and I'm not going to go spend my money to fix up. Like I can't really change the condition of the house. The house is the house. House was built in 1984. I really can't change that, right? Time frame. To an extent, you can change time frame, but like if someone needs to sell it in a year, they can't. So it's definitely a mess. So just understanding, guys, that the only thing you can change is price. And you need to once you understand that like if someone gives you a big price, like they want to sell for a lot of money, but their motivation and condition's good, it might be worth going there because you can change the price a little more if you go in person. The reason why I've said that is I've gone on I've done hundreds of deals like this where the motivation was insane. The condition, the condition was motivated. So the person was motivated and the property is motivated, right? Sometimes they're just crazy about the price. And I have to show them comps of why their house is not worth $1 billion. And then I just lowball them. And in person, they're like, I like you, Zach. Fine. Just get ready for this. And just because I went in person, I changed the price. I never changed the condition. I always made sure they're okay with that, right? But it's really fascinating the way you can do it. So if I've always done the math with our acquisitions people, we're able to salvage it's less than a quarter. It hovers between 10 to 15% of these deals. But if there's a motivating factor on the property and there's a motivating factor on the person, but they want like a stupid amount of money, we always go to the house because 10 to 15% of those deals, we always get the deal. And those deals are usually $50,000, $60,000, $70,000. If I hear it's a probate situation and the property's disgusting and they want too much for it and they're meeting with a realtor, we're still going to try to do that deal because 10 to 15% of the time, it's going to be a $50,000, $60,000 deal. And I got like 15, 20 of those leads. Woo! It's a lot of money. So just understand that, guys. It's like, it's not 100. So like if I have for example, my chance, if the property's motivated and the seller's motivated and they want, a little bit of a discount or a discount on the property, that's like 60, 70, 80% we're getting the deal, right? There's always never be 100, but like very high. Now, if they want too much, there's still a chance of why we still go out there. Now, here's the kicker. Because I've done all these type of things with my team, if there's no motivation in the property and there's a motivation in the seller and they want too much, that usually helps probably like 10%. Now, the worst one is when the property's clean, right? And the person doesn't have so if the property's motivated, but the person isn't motivated and they want too much, that's like 5. That's not even worth our time. So just understanding like that's how a lot of it works. That's going to give you the best results in this business. So price is very important, guys. So once you talk to a seller, right? So you gather their information, you sort of understand their situation, right? And let's say you're doing initial cold call, something like that. This is what you usually say to get off the phone with them, right? That's great, Mr. Seller. Let me talk this over with my partner to see if this is a right fit for us. And if it is, we can come by and take a look at the property, but only if it's a good fit for us. We just got to look at it, gathering some information. Does that work for you? I'm most likely going to talk to him and give you a call back, some questions on the property. Is that okay? That's it. Like I can kind of say that script like a million different ways, right? But the honest truth is you want to get off the phone because of two things. Number one, you want to act like you're not too motivated to go. So, because I've had this situation, this problem too, where like I have a good deal and I'm like, can I meet you in 30 minutes, right? You seem too eager. And when you seem too eager, you might not get the deal, right? You don't want to seem too like not interested, like, I don't think it's a good deal for me, right? That's probably not the best one. It's a little bit of like in between of like, we'll see if it's a good fit or not. Like I just gotta go by and look, and especially in like a moving market like we got right now, it's probably gonna be a little bit of both. So that's kind of the sales tactic that we like, a little bit of both. And that's kind of our script. So overall, like that's how we talk to sellers. That is my exact script and qualifications process for it. You see how there's no comping involved on that, right? To a point, a lot of people really overcomplicate the comping. And I was like, should I do an entire comping video? I kind of did one yesterday when it comes to non-disclosure states, but like freewholesaling.com kind of shows it. Comping is more of, it's an art versus a science. If that makes sense, where like you can roughly get a guesstimate of the property. But I always tell everyone, and we're going to say this on the acquisitions, especially when it comes to like the comping with the acquisitions, it's more about the motivation of the property than the comping. I'd rather try to negotiate first before comping when there's a lot of motivation on the property. And I don't feel like a lot of people do that. And a lot of people overcomplicate it. But yes, I do just do the comping. We're going to break down the comping more, but like it's more about the motivation than anything else in this. So that's my seller script. That's how I talk to sellers. We do mock calls if you guys want, if you need any help with that. But honestly, that's how I would talk to a seller in real estate wholesaling. And that's kind of how I break it all down. that's really it. So we're going to get into some one-on-one calls today. Remember, guys, if you're joining the Wholesaling House for Real Mastermind, if you want to link into there, I'll put it in the comments, but like it's in freewholesaling.com. We are 100 people away from 53,000 in the group, which is kind of crazy. I remember celebrating. We got our first 1,000 people. So this is how you join the one-on-one calls. I get this asked about all the time, Zach. How do I get on here and talk to you guys one-on-one absolutely for free? And all you got to do is join Wholesaling Houses for Real right here. Zach didn't share the link 5 hours ago. You click this link right here. It's going to bring you new discussion. It's going to load for a second. But you watch here and you can join the one-on-one call right here and talk to me one-on-one. 53,000. That's a lot of people. You know, everyone asks, I get hundreds of DMs every day. I get hundreds of DMs everywhere. It's like, how do you deal with that, guys? I'm having a hard time answering the comments on YouTube. FYI, I try to answer as many as I can. Is an overwhelming amount because I don't have just one channel. I have 4 YouTube channels. So it's getting a little crazy. We just hit 1,000 on the Rick Ginn channel, 1,000 Wholesaling House for Real. So just a quick plug for everyone. We have the Flip with Rick YouTube channel. I have the Zach Ginn YouTube channel. I have the Mastermind YouTube channel and a Rick Ginn YouTube channel. I recommend everybody, though, quick plug for the Rick Ginn channel and the Zach Ginn channel. Go to Flip with Rick and go to channels. The other ones are going to be listed there. On the Zach Ginn channel on Monday, where this is a first, we are starting to release original content we've had before, but like really, really original content on the Zach Ginn channel that you're not going to find on anywhere else. Kind of a podcast format. We're going to start talking about on Monday on the Zach Ginn channel how to start wholesaling. Not going to be for part of the challenge. It's going to be a little different, but that'd be kind of cool. So they're going to call them Zach Ginn Originals, Rick Ginn Originals. They're going to be posted on Mondays on the Rick Ginn channel and the Zach Ginn channel. You won't find them on the Flip with Rick channels at all. So I think that's going to be kind of cool. I think we have enough subscribers. I think we have 13,000 on the Zach Ginn channel, which is kind of nuts. But yeah, so that's kind of cool. So FYI there. And the last part of business before we get into it is I'm going to have a link on the bottom here. We are actually hiring out a lot of people right now for our JVs. So I'm going to put this on here. Where is it? fliptherick.com/JV with me. And then I'm going to put it JV with me. So if you go to www.flipwithrick, flipwithrick.com/JV with me. Last week got 3 deals. Got assignments done on 3 deals. Got sent in a stupid amount. Oops. How do I do this the right way? I feel like I'm technology challenged and I really shouldn't be. All right, here it is. It's going to be scrolled on the bottom here, guys. www.flipwithrick.com/JV with me. If you want to join venture with me and my Dispo team. Just got somebody else on here to work with us today. I know we are working currently with, where is he on here? Olivier. He has a deal in Pensacola we're working on. Trying to make $70K on that deal. Some cash buyers are a little hesitant at that price. It's hundreds of thousands of dollars less than the MLS price. We're talking like 3 or 4 more people on there. I was actually helping him personally on that deal. I might have to have my Dispo person just on that because I can't spend 5 hours a day looking for buyers. But we're finally starting to push it a little more because we're going from 10 to 15 deals, which is just kind of me and a small team. We're pushing it hard to do 100 deals a month on JV deals. And that's what I'm trying to do. That's kind of the point of this channel, why we're pushing stuff really hard. So if you want to send us a real estate wholesaling deal, go to www.flipwithrick.com/JV with me. I know we never said we're going to be a Dispo company, but I think I have enough people they can Dispo for you. So if you have a deal locked up and you need help with it, we're going to be on there. They have their own criterias on it. So if you're in a population less than 10,000 for the county, we're probably not going to deal with you just because we don't have the buyers in place there. But I'm very well connected. I get a lot of deals sold there. But yeah, www.flipwithrick.com/JV with me, and we'll get it going. And obviously freewholesaling.com. The links to JV with me is in there too. So that being said, let's kind of talk to some people one-on-one, see how I can help them out in their real estate wholesaling business and help everyone out. Kyle wants to know if he answers questions or not. Kyle, Nah. Why are people on Twitch being mean to me? I don't know. What's up with Twitch people today? I thought it was I created a Twitch because I like 3 Twitch people said I would go on Twitch. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna be a Twitch guy now. Scott, what is up? You're muted, bro.
All right, can you hear me now?
I feel good. Oh yeah, what's up, man?
Okay, cool. Hey, not much. I got on here super early so I could be the first one on because I want to make sure I could ask my question. I know. I'm the one who posted that big data sheet on the
I
group.
remember.
Yeah, and I was wondering if maybe you could give me a little bit of guidance on what to do with those numbers.
Yeah, let me actually pop it up. Shout out to you,
Yeah.
man. This is why you got to join the Wholesaling House Real group. Scott's kind of a, I don't know, market wizard looking at things.
I'm a data nerd. Yeah.
It looked really good, man. The one thing I can tell you is that Detroit was off, but obviously I think you know that. If there's 660,000 people in Wayne County, there's a lot more than 5 cash sales.
Right.
But I think it's hilarious. But let's
my main question on this, and throw anything you want at me, but you had mentioned before about the price ranges to look at. And obviously there's bigger spreads to be made on something that's 350, but you've got people who are more willing to come down in price when it's down like to the 100,000 range. Does that play more of a decision on these numbers of which market to go to?
All right, here's what it is. Scott, let me be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
You might not like this, but like, how do you think, where are you? How do you think I figure out which market's good for me or not?
You jump into it.
I do it. I do 5 markets. 2 of them are going to be good, and I do that.
Okay.
I'm just being completely honest with you. What I said about how to pick a virtual market on the challenge, I've done the teenage success thing where I just find teenagers who are completely stupid, don't know anything about wholesaling, and they're somehow making hundreds of thousands of dollars. Think of me when I was 18, complete idiot when it came to wholesaling. I was getting deals because I was just in the right market at the right time. Right. So I look for those people. And those 18-year-old kids love flashing checks all day long, right? And Cook DM, hey, where'd you get that deal? Oh, I got this deal and blah, 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 blah. That's how I figure it out. The best market for you, honestly, is going to be none of those markets. It's going to be the one that no one talks about. I never talked about Beaumont, Texas, my first 3 years in wholesaling real estate. Never talked about it once. More and more people started doing it, and I kept watching kids making a ton of money. I found Knoxville. No one talked about Knoxville when I started YouTube. Me and Rick started. He actually came to me. Rick went to me and said, all these kids keep bragging about doing Knoxville deals, and they're complete idiots. Not in our group. And I started doing Knoxville. I started SMS text blasting in Knoxville because those kids never did that. Crushed it, right? And then it got saturated, right? So your best market is going to be a market with over 100,000 population in the county that no one's really talking about. I'm going to give you one. And it's probably not going to be a good one for you to do, but Fort Wayne, Indiana. No one ever talked about Fort Wayne, Indiana. Right outside of Indianapolis, 150,000 people, I'm pretty sure. ARV's under 150. No one talks about that. Plenty of buyers. You get the Indianapolis people out there. It's markets like that no one really talks about. I never really talked about Richmond until, kind of word got out of there. Word really never went out about Hamptons Road either, Fayetteville, right?
Right.
I only knew about Detroit because Rick actually had a lot of friends in Detroit and wholesaling that I just knew they had buyers. So I just started going there. It's done really, I mean, people are locking up deals for 50K and selling them for like 55, 60, but like, this is your little thing. It was really cool. It's interesting, man. So I still like Richmond, still the best one to me. Beaumont has peaked like crazy because of those hurricanes that went by. I could see it slowing down. I don't know. I know Exxon's like hiring like crazy. Like they're making more money than ever. So I know Beaumont, more of an oil place. So that could do really well too. It really depends. Fayetteville's always solid because that's a military town. The military is going to be spending money like crazy still. That ain't going to go anywhere. So it's really up to you, man. I like to stick to markets, like I've told you. ARVs that are under 200 currently. And markets that are kind of bigger and kind of not. I think one thing you got to figure out, since we're coming in a changing market, I want you to figure out markets where I actually did this. You probably watched it, and you probably might remember better than me. I did a list of all the markets that crashed the hardest in 2009, 2010.
No, okay.
If there's another real estate slowdown, if things go down 10, 20%, those are probably be the markets to be going after. Like my market personally went down 60%. It won't do that again because we're more solid now. My personal market, but it went down 60% because they built everything up in 2005. It's all new, all leveraged like crazy. Now, a lot of those homes are older now, so it won't happen. But
Sure.
like that was a great market for like 2 or 3 years. So you gotta kind of do your own research on it. Vicky's like, how
Yeah.
about Gainesville's a great market. Shout out to Victor out there. He's my contact out there. He's destroying it. He's buying houses for like 100 and selling them for like 150. And Gainesville's a weird. I never got Gainesville to work, and I was pretty good when I was there in college. So it's honestly up to everybody. But yeah, I feel like you're overcomplicating it. It was this great data.
Sure, that's me. Yeah.
But you're overcomplicating it. And I've always said this,
Yeah.
like a very, very smart, intelligent nerd type people like me, I tend to overcomplicate things and wanting to do it.
Yeah.
I've only changed as a person when I figured out that the best results, because I'm a data guy, analytical, right? I do things in real time. You, theoretically, that's where I started out. Where are the best places to be going after? Let me do my research before doing it. I found out if I just did 10 of them, I just threw darts everywhere, started throwing things at the wall. Something's going to stick and just go after that.
Okay, that works.
That's how I do my virtual too. So let's say we're going to go after Fayetteville, right? I'm going to do every type of government list in Fayetteville. I'm going to do texting, calling. I'll find someone to drive for dollars for me. I'm going to see which one works best, find the top 2 and just go after it harder. Like all of it in there. So that's how I figured it out.
Perfect. Awesome.
Yeah, it's great data though, bro. Like it's great data. I just think it's taking action is going to be your best spot.
Yeah. Makes sense. Cool.
Yeah, man. Yeah, any other questions? How can I help you out?
No, I'm good for right now. I'm going to put that all in and just start hitting it then tomorrow.
Let me
Making
write
the
this
calls.
down.
Yeah.
Scott, next week you're going to come on. You're going to tell me what market you got.
Okay.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You're just choosing it, okay?
Got it. And
what's
and
the criteria? Have you
announce
written it down?
Have I written down the
Criteria
market?
of that market.
Oh, what it takes to choose a market, you're saying, or what?
No, what your market that you choose needs to have under 250 ARV.
Oh,
thousand.
And right, and over 100,000 population.
Population, yes.
Yeah,
that's it.
got it.
Do whatever you want.
Nice.
All right, man.
Okay.
Don't tell. You're gonna have to DM me the market because I don't want it public if you find a good one.
I don't want to do it either after all this. So,
but I won't be going after there. But I'm just telling you, you got to take action. And so,
okay,
get it going, man.
I got it. All right.
Have a good one, man.
Thanks, man. All right.
Thanks
bye.
for coming on early. Boom. Awesome. Next here we got Monty.
Yes, sir.
What's up, man?
What's up with it? I just had a couple questions. Well, I got a deal locked up and just locked it up today. He signed the contract and sent it back. But this is my question. He said like it got a land contract on it or something like that.
Okay.
So I could still wholesale it with that, right?
Depends on the deal. So you're gonna have time to look at it.
But he said like that the tenants in there already broke the land contract lots of times, and the tenants, he said like you're gonna have to evict them for sure. But like I got a buyer that offered me. They already offered me like 130.
What do you have it locked up for?
115.
Woo! Okay.
Yeah.
Not bad, man. Not bad, bro.
So, but the walkthrough, that's my question. He said the seller said the tenants are like they're just real weird. They're not trying to sell it. Well, not sell it. They're not trying to leave in general. So that's why he said like. But how do I do my walkthrough
system? And we just evict them.
Right.
We're not in California during the panoramic where you can't evict anyone for 8 months, right? Like you're in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty simple right now. Things have eased. Pretty easy to evict somebody. Like it's really, if Ohio's pretty simple in the Midwest, Michigan's a little weirder. Ohio's an easy state to evict somebody. So yeah, man, I'm not worried about that. I'm more worried about the land contract. I got to read it. And here's the thing, Lonnie. Let's say you read the land contract. Between you and me, we both we might understand it, but we're not going to be experts on it, right?
Right.
This is why title needs to do it, right?
All right.
Let title deal with it, not you.
All right.
Say, hey, this seems all good, Mr. Seller. Let me have my title people look at it because they're the ones who are going to get the title insurance, not me. I could say it's fine, but title insurance
when I send it through and stuff, what do I send it to the title company and just ask them to go ahead and pull it and see if I can wholesale it with that contract on there?
Yes. Explain that the seller already said it's okay. The property is fine.
Right.
And it is under a land contract. Talk to the seller about the question so you can get the clear title for it. Give them all the info, right? Don't try to. Title company's not going to care what you say. If you act like, oh, I don't think this can sell, they're not going to care. They're going to look at it because they actually want to get through, but they want to be safe with it too. So I'll just have the title deal with it. And with the cash buyers, let them know that the title's going through it. It's under a land contract, but the seller says it should be fine. If you're up front and you disclose it to the buyer, you're going to be fine.
All right. But like I said, like my question though is like my buyer said they want to do a walkthrough. So should I just tell him, like, what do I do there? Because he said he doesn't want to evict him. Like the seller, he says like they know where he live, all type of stuff, and like he just.
But that's his mailing address on the property. Of course, they know where he lives.
Right.
At the end of the day, either they live there for free or you evict them, and they're gonna get evicted. Are they paying?
Yeah, they're paying. He just said like they're just disrespectful. Like they pay when they want, like all type of stuff. Like
there's two sides to a story. I think you understand that too.
Yeah, for sure.
I've dealt situations where the landlord makes the tenant seem like a terrible person, and then I pull up there and it's like a 7-year-old sweet lady that's paid every single month, and just there's two sides to every story.
Right.
So you got to give the benefit of the doubt until I legitimately see it. But
I should go up there myself. Just go myself and just try to knock on the door.
How far is Dayton from Columbus?
No, I stay in Springfield, so that's like an hour from me.
Oh, yeah, that's easy, bro. I would get this tenant's phone number and just call. Be nice. Legally, now you gotta look at the land contract. Legally, because I own rental properties, everyone's different, but for me and usually how most states run, if you give a 24-hour written or like a message to the seller that you're coming in 24 hours for an inspection, legally, you can take that key in and open it and just walk in.
All right.
Never the best situation to do, but legally you can do it.
Right.
So you're going to have the seller there. Watch, make sure the baby's good.
Yeah.
Make sure the baby's good. Baby's in bed.
She trying to sleep. She trying to sleep. She cool. She just rolling around. She cool though.
You're going to show her this video in 10 years when you're a successful wholesaler.
Right. I'm going to show her where it started for sure.
It's going to be fun. It'd be hilarious. But one thing I would do is, honestly, that tenant, the landlord, legally for most places can just get a key in 24 hours notice and get in there. So it won't be a problem. Now, if they change the lock scene like that, that's a different situation, but you can evict them pretty easy if they do that.
Right. So you think I should have the seller evict before?
No. But no. I mean, it depends, bro. Like they can, but
he doesn't want to though. Like he doesn't want to deal with that in the first place. He just wants
this money.
Yeah, he just want to sell it and just get it. You feel me? And just
he can only have two things, and that's why I always explain to these sellers. Either we do two things, okay? You evict them, and I buy this for $115, or I evict them, I take on all this risk, and I buy it for $105. Which one works for you?
Right.
Because it's going to cost at least $1 to $2 grand at most to evict them, but you're taking on risk, right?
Right.
So that discount makes you more money. You have to give some of that discount to the buyer too, but it makes it more attractive to the buyer.
Right.
All right. Like any buyer for an extra $5 grand, they'll spend $1 grand to evict someone. It's worth their hassle.
Facts.
So that's why I always bring those two options. And 80% of the time with a bad tenant, they take the $10K discount so they don't have to deal with it.
Okay, Dan. All right. I appreciate it for sure.
So either they evict them and you do the walkthrough, right? Or do you keep them in there and you get that discount and it makes the buyer even more attracted to the deal?
All right. I appreciate it for sure. That's all I needed.
Bro, get that deal, man.
For sure.
And you got your motivation behind you, right?
For sure. I definitely do.
You got it, man.
For sure. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man. Ask me any questions you got. Boom. Love it. Guys, we do it for family over everything, man. Like that's why I tell everyone. This is why we do it. This is why we do this business. This is why we work our butts off. Not for us, right? It's for the family. And that's awesome. Benji,
Hey, what's up, man?
what's up? How are you?
Good, good. I like your jersey, man. Love it.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem. So I've been reverse driving for dollars, man, in the Florida heat, man, killing me. But I got a really good lead, man. I stuck it on the seller's door, and she wasn't looking to sell her property, but she was looking to sell a property she inherited through probate. Yeah, man. Bro, and I tell you what, I comped this property, and like ARV is like 330, and I asked her, I said, what would you guys need out of the sale of the property? And when she told me, dude, my jaw dropped. She said 150 to 180. I said, oh my goodness. I didn't say that to her, but in my mind, I'm like, that's crazy. There's properties super motivated. AC's dead. It hasn't been kept up. They can't keep up with the mortgage. They're trying to move 3 households, and they're all ready to go. So it's 4 of them on title, and they're ready to go. So it's super motivated. My only question is the seller needed roughly 60 days after close to like figure out the logistics of moving 3 households. So I just don't know if that's too long, and I just wanted your opinion on it, really.
So anything's creative with wholesaling, right?
Right.
The one thing I always give leeway in exchange for one thing, and that's price. Kind of like you saw beforehand.
Right.
If I have to deal with a tenant in this situation, if I get a reduction in price, I can make it work, right?
Right.
For that big of a discount, you can push it a little. Well, did you get the deal locked up?
I'm going on appointment tomorrow. She's supposed to contact me tonight because she has a busy schedule working.
Got it.
I called her last Thursday, then I called her again yesterday, and the conversation went great. No problems. She had questions. I answered it. And she said just because she's busy working, she'd call me back tonight and then let me know when I could come over for the appointment. But she was already telling me in advance that it would probably tomorrow evening. So
beautiful, man. What I'm going to tell you here, honestly, is if their price is 103, so did she tell you that over the phone?
I asked them, what would you need out of the sale of the property? And she said, and they all talked amongst themselves. They said anywhere from 150 to 180, somewhere in between.
And what do you think you'll sell for?
Honestly, I think to the cash buyer, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking around, with the repairs, it probably needs 30 in repairs, and then with the formula 0.83, I'd say around like 245.
It's a good deal.
Yeah, man.
So here's the thing. That big of a discount, that's going to be a big assignment deal if you can do it, right? Always don't get your hopes up till you get the deal locked up, right? So we're not going to do that. But if you're getting that much money, you're going to just give extra $5K to the cash buyer in a reduction of the price for them to deal with it for 60 days, even 10K if they have to, right?
Okay.
Because if you're making, how much would that assignment fee be for you?
It'd be upwards of 60,000.
Is that worth it to you? Just giving up 5K to guarantee the deal, right?
That's
it's worth it, right?
Yeah.
You have to look into double closing on this too. If it's going to be that big.
That was another question. So I'd have to probably get like a transactional funding for that, right?
Depends. So I have a lot of sources in Florida where you can actually have the cash buyers funds as the thing. Now, I'm not going to tell you what to do or what I've done, but you technically can do that. Now, you can get a transactional fund. It's very simple to do, but it would probably be best to do that. It depends on title and everything. But honestly, on this situation, they're going to say they want to sell it for 150 for 60 days. Every single time, it's going to be a 150. Okay. Let me tell you what, Mr. Seller. 150 will work for me. 150 works right now. Perfect. Here's the problem. 150 while holding it for 60 days is going to be my big issue here.
Right.
I was talking to my partner Benji about this, and he told me he wanted to buy this for 130. I know he's crazy. He's crazy. I know he's crazy. Benji's crazy. He wants to buy it for 130. He's off his rocker. I'm realistic. I think 150 works, but if I get it for 60 days, Benji's going to come out. He's going to be super mad at me for buying this thing for 150 and holding it for 60. So you got to give me something, right? To come back to Benji so I can tell him I tried, you know. I mean, can we just like meet in the middle? If I do it for 60 days, 140, does that work? Right? Like, you got to shift the focus. You're not too far off because you're already making enough. You're a little lower at that. And for 60 days, you have to give something up. So I think 10K reduction, you give 5K to the buyer, you make an extra 5K. I think it's a win-win for everyone.
Yeah.
And that extra 5K will pay for whatever transactional funding or whatever.
Right. And that's how I'm looking at it too. Like you always got to give something up to gain something. So, I mean, and just make it, you know, very fair for that's the thing too. So they said 150 to 180 because there's, I think 90 left on the mortgage and they can't keep up with it. So,
yeah. And you can always explain, like, there's a lot of unknowns with the AC. There's a lot of unknowns with the plumbing. There's a lot of unknowns here, right? And so that's why my partner came up with that. And he's not seeing it, right? Blah, 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 blah. So I would go for not an insane low ball because you get too greedy, you're going to get slaughtered.
right.
I would not be greedy right now, but I'm still going to be still try a little, you know. You definitely bump it up if they got to be 60 days. That's honestly what I do. That's my opinion. So yeah, you got handed this deal here, and I'm just glad somebody took my advice.
Yeah, man, dude.
This
one, if I get under contract tomorrow, I mean, this one obviously is a cakewalk, but they're not all going to be under that easy, and I completely understand. But man, the reverse driving for dollars, man, it paid off. Like it wasn't even her property. I just asked her, like, "Hey, would you happen to have any of the properties you'd consider an app wrong?" Bing, like right there.
How many postcards did you do?
So I did lot violations, and I put out, I think, 120. I stuck them to the door with double-sided tape. It was an index card. I can run them through my printer, just type it, boom, 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 get them out, and then just stick them on the door.
How many calls do you get back?
I would say I got about 12 calls. Yeah.
Oh, it's a little low, but
yeah,
it is a lot violation. That's why, but
yeah, I was putting out about 20 to 25 a day driving around. Yeah. So
dude, that equates to probably 2,000 calls. That would have taken you weeks to do.
Yeah.
So
and that's
easier, man.
Yeah, man. It's like exactly what you and your dad preach, man. Like quality over quantity. Like if you can get to like the perfect one right away, I mean, it saves you all the trouble.
I know, man. Like it's either cold calling, right, and just dealing with that, or you're in the hot sun, but like you put headphones in, right? You can listen to one of these videos. Like you can at least do something that you think it's fun at least and do it.
Right.
It's saved, and not a lot of people understand this, which I think you're getting this. You don't have to spend $1,000 of skip tracing anymore.
Yeah,
and you can use that for gas money, which honestly I know gas is more expensive, but it's cheaper doing that than skip tracing and doing a dialer and then all this work, right?
Yeah.
Then you can hire a buddy to do it. You can even hire a buddy to do that for you too. So like,
right.
So I'm not getting ahead of you. Like you do a couple deals, it's worth paying someone $10-15 an hour to do this all day. So,
right, for sure. So one last thing, I know we talked about it briefly, the transactional funding. Where could I go to get some information on that? Would I just Google it, or what do you think's best?
I would first talk to the title. Actually, first of all, get the deal locked up. Come back to me. Okay. I'll help you out there. Rick has like 15 people in his contact list. So come back hopefully tomorrow. Okay. Or just heavy-hearted message me. Or Friday with Rick and legitimately go out here and he can get you connected with it. I'll talk to him. But yeah, that's honestly what I do. Get this deal locked up first.
Yeah.
I would have the combo with the title company first and see if they're okay, because you could just use the cash buyer. Some aren't okay with that though. So
right, the title company I use, they're already okay with assignments and stuff. I made sure. So,
but what about double closings?
I don't know. I will ask her. Yeah, I just spoke with her today. So I'll talk to you Friday and I'll get that deal locked up tomorrow. Okay.
Beautiful, man.
All right, man. Cheers.
Cheers. Let's go, Benji. Come on, man. Like you guys see stuff like that. It's like he's just taking action. He's doing really good results. In this business, you get what you put into it. And he followed my advice. He did well. Hey, shocker, right? Rebecca, what is up?
Hey, Zach.
How are you?
Good. Hey, I have a couple questions for you.
Of course. What is
Um,
up?
so I have a property that I have almost under contract, which I'm hoping I can get locked up, but he wanted a track contract. It's in Texas.
Okay.
And so I just did some research on getting one put together. And just a couple questions on the fields that don't apply. Do I just put NA? Have you done that before in Texas?
Yeah, or blank. It just depends.
The title company that I am working with, because I sent them what I had, just said that all the blanks had to be filled in. So I was like,
We'll put
okay,
NA.
maybe just all NA. Okay.
Yeah.
I sent it to the seller. It's a property that has 6 errors. So far they said they want to do it. I sent it to him for him to send to his lawyer because his lawyer didn't like the first contract I sent.
Okay.
And then I did put the little disclaimer inside of the contract, that I have the right to go ahead and assign it.
Beautiful.
So I'm hoping that gets locked up. That was my quick question. I'm just hoping I can get this done. I've been working with this guy for like a week.
Get it done. I just take the action, and I kind of ask first, and I do first and ask forgiveness from the title company usually. But if you ask the title company and they tell you this, and then you do it, they can't be upset with you with doing it. So yeah.
Yeah, I was just kind of I didn't know where to find the title company that would work since I'm doing it virtual. So I was kind of like trying to find some title companies in the areas that I've been working in.
Yeah.
Just so I kind of have that on the side, just if something got locked up. I have another, I'm talking to another person on a land deal, but land is very different for me to look up and comp out.
Oh yeah.
But I have a buyer that is looking for land. And so I'm trying to work and get that deal.
Awesome.
So we'll see how that works.
I
just want my first contract. Got 15
Get
more
it.
days,
You got
right?
this.
All right, Zach. Well, thanks so much.
Appreciate it. Have a good one, Rebecca. Let me know what happens.
I will.
All right. Got it. Awesome. Keep it up, guys. Like you got so many guys starting this challenge. You're getting so close to getting that first contract. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're so stinking close. So many people. Benji's so close. Rebecca's close. Scott needs to get his market done first. Everyone's getting closer and closer to getting their first deal. It is exciting, guys. We're getting closer to it. This is awesome. David.
Hey, what's going on, Zach?
I'm blessed, man. How are you?
I'm doing great. Just wanted to check in with you, update you on what I'm doing over here, see what you thought about that.
Awesome. What's going on?
Yeah, man. So yeah, I'm doing probates in my area. It just hasn't been too exciting. Sometimes I'm changing up my strategy a little bit. I'm trying to do them daily. I felt like that's better because I was going back a couple weeks and I started noticing that some of these properties are already listed, or I just wasn't getting any results out of it. So today I called somebody and they already had listed with a realtor. And I really didn't know what to do there. I was just like, hey, would you still consider a cash offer? And they told me, oh, go talk to my realtor. So I just didn't know what to do there.
I usually don't do on-market properties.
Yeah.
Never found. For sale by owners are the only ones I do.
Okay. Yeah. So
I only did that because I did a $50,000 FSBO deal, and I'm like, fine, I'll keep doing them. So, and I've done a lot of deals on these lives on them. So, on market, usually never.
Gotcha. So avoid the list.
I say that there's guys out here doing super well doing on market. It's just not my forte, and for a lot of newbies out here, I don't think it's the best.
Gotcha. Okay. And then I did a little bit of for sale by owners on Zillow, and I talked to one lady, and she told me she didn't have a timeline to sell it. She's like, oh, I'll sell it when it sells. I don't really want to budget on the price. So I consider that not motivated, right?
No. Like I've said, they need to have their motivation and they also need to have the property motivated. Now, she's not motivated. That's the problem. Even the property might, but she's not.
Gotcha.
And okay. David, you're going to get a lot of this right now, especially when markets start shifting. Miami's one of the more overpriced markets in the state, where there's always like I'm still doing deals now, so it's fine. But I do encounter sellers that they don't see prices are shifting and they still think things are up. Now the media is actually kind of like, I've been watching a lot of like CNBC, CNN, Fox News, like all these channels. They're all starting to talk about interest rates going up and property values going down potentially in the future, which is good. But it takes time for these sellers to understand that. So they're all still in la la land, and they're always be in la la land, bro. You got to find the motivation, because everyone's still willing to sell for a discount if they have motivation of a house and motivation in them wanting to sell it.
Gotcha. Okay. I mean, it's nothing too crazy. I just want to know if I'm on the right track. I just noticed it's not as exciting as it seems sometimes talking to these.
Why don't you reverse drive for dollars code violations?
Reverse drive for dollars code violations. Yeah. I would love to do more outdoorsy things. It's just I work 9 to 5, and I guess I'm trying to get into the habit of finding time, like be more disciplined with my time so I can actually do these things. But yeah, I definitely want to. I just been chasing over the easier things to get to when it comes to calling lists or whatnot.
Well, David, let me tell you this: you'll go a lot further reverse trying for dollars for an hour at 6 o'clock, or you do 6 to 7, than cold calling 2 hours. You'll get way better results, way better.
I'm gonna start doing
Just
that.
FYI for you, and you won't go crazy, or even an hour.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'll check in with you at another time, and I'll keep you updated on what's going on.
Yeah, or like dude, you can do all reverse trying for dollars at 6 a.m. on a Saturday from like 6 to noon if you went crazy, right? And then you don't have to cold call the entire week. So just FYI, I'm just trying to think of like with a 9 to 5.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people after work and they don't want to call for 2 hours, right? If you just got some headphones in and you're just driving around, it might be a little easier.
Gotcha. All right, Zach. Appreciate your time, man. I'm gonna start doing that as well. I'll keep taking this action, and I'll check in with you, brother.
Thanks, David.
No, thank you.
Boom. Awesome. Love it. Guys, reverse drawing for dollars, very underrated. Very underrated. It's getting more popular now, and it's something you guys should be doing. Hello.
Hello.
Miliano?
Yes, sir.
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm blessed, man. How can I help you out become a better wholesaler today?
I had a couple questions about a property that I'm working on right now. It's it's 100 acres here in Texas, and it's valued at 830,000.
Okay.
And the seller, he wants 1.2 million, but there's a property that just sold for $1 million, and it's 40 acres.
Okay.
Do you think I could get it locked up?
From that math, no.
No.
Well, let's do the math together, man. If you think it's worth 800 and they want 1.2 and it might sell for 100, where's the money? Like, you'd have to lock that thing up for 900, 950.
Yeah.
So if he wants to sell for 1.2, offer him, right? But like, he's probably not going to take it, but like, still offer it, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's 100 acres, and the other one it just sold. It was 40 acres, and it sold for $1 million.
Okay.
And they're like 20 minutes away from each other. So,
well, let me just tell you this: why don't you just lock it up and see what a cash buyer's going to willing to pay for it then, or reverse wholesale it?
All right. How would you recommend me to sell? Should I sell it to a hedge fund or to a regular cash buyer?
I think you should call both of them and see.
Okay.
I mean, that's going to be my opinion.
All
On
right.
a deal like that, I would reverse wholesale, where I'll give the address to a developer for the land or a land buyer, have them trusted, vetted, and see how much they're willing to pay for it.
All right. All right. Thank you.
Appreciate it, man. Keep it up, Drew.
Thank you.
Lock it up, though, man. Try to see. Call the buyers, man. All right. Have a good one, bro.
All right. Thank you.
Oh, awesome. Rissa, what is up?
Hi, Zach. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure because I even went out and got the earphones like you told me last week.
It sounds a lot better.
Great, 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 great. And I do want to I have quite a few questions, and I want to I know that you and your dad basically said get out there and try to get these deals and do and move forward. And I just wanted to let you know that I am really confused about what is going on actually with the this deal that I have. And it so it I guess it's supposed to be a JV. And I guess my first question to you would be when you're doing a JV, you need to have a contract in place before you even enter into a JV. Is that correct?
Depends. So
Okay.
say that one more time.
Okay, so if me and you, if like the JV that you are offering, I looked at the form and everything, okay, and it makes a lot of sense because it basically says 50-50. Okay. So if I am entering into, so I know exactly what I'm going into when I actually decide whether I am coming into a JV with you guys, okay,
Okay.
versus a person saying to you, "This is a JV," and you're looking at them like, "Okay, well, like there needs to be something in place, or we need to verbally discuss this." Am I correct or am I wrong?
I guess correct. I mean, if you
Okay.
want to JV with us, you're gonna have to get a deal locked up, and we can help you find a buyer.
Okay, but I'm not actually referring to you in general. I know you're part of it, and I understand exactly what you're saying to me because you basically you put it out there to us, like stating like this is the actual process of what you need to do in order to JV with us. I understand your process thoroughly. The situation that I'm in is that I actually went out and I found their property and and I end up speaking with I had went to a meetup, one of those meetup groups, and I end up meeting a person there that basically said that she knew of some cash buyers, and so this particular deal was submitted to this person, and this person at this particular time basically took over the whole deal, and they sent me a contract and after they did everything they did and basically said this is what you're going to get and we're going you need to sign this and I'm going to send this information over to the title company. If you don't sign it, then you're not going to get anything. And I actually sent you an update of this information so you can actually see this contract in the conversation. So I'm not so I do want to let you know, like, as far as the June challenge, it's a really really strange thing. You will see that I have actually landed the deal, but I'm being forced out of the deal. So I'm um at the present time I'm seeking attorney. Okay. Um
Okay.
Once again, Zach, I know, I'm trying to do everything is, the right way. And I did jump out there, but the one thing I did do is I went in and I started researching the after facts of how this took place. And I know what they're doing is illegal. And I have documentation. I have actually where I spoke to the actual seller and we talked about everything and I have the conversation with the actual I guess it's supposed to be the I'm not even speaking with the cash buyer. Not only that, they're not even willing to give me any information on the actual deal at this point. I mean, that's how bad it is, Zach. But I've learned a lot, and I want to say, like even with even with this experience that I'm going through, I always look at it as a lesson learned. So that means that if I ever, ever come across this again, I know exactly what to do. But I do believe that this is something that I am in the right for because I don't think I've done any wrong.
Okay, it's fine. Rissa, it's fine.
Okay.
You're good. You're good. Don't worry.
Okay. So what should I do?
Get another deal.
Okay, so they're asking me to sign this contract. Should I sign this contract for this little bit of money? I'm
I'd
not.
have to look at the deal. I
uh,
honestly, like, I'd have to look at the deal. How much would the assignment be?
$600.
For the assignment?
You mean what I'm going to get out of it? They're saying that they feel that even though I bought them this deal, that I only should get 10%.
How much? So the assignment's gonna be $6,000,
Yes,
and they're trying to get you $600.
that's it.
Is this a well-known person?
Pardon me?
Is this a well-known person in wholesaling?
No.
That's number one.
Okay.
The reason why I like javing with people is if I did something like that to you, my whole reputation would be destroyed.
Okay. Thank you for.
So that's FYI for everyone out here. If you're going to JV with someone, make sure if that person screws you, their entire reputation's destroyed.
Okay.
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 Number two, you brought the deal. So did you lock it up?
That's what I'm saying to you. I had told the actual guy that I was speaking with, hey, you know what? I spoke with the seller and he's willing to do this.
Yeah, you didn't lock it up, right?
I did not actually lock it up like I was supposed to.
He said, she said. So you messed up. Just being honest. Was this a big company?
No.
Okay.
But the title company is.
So what you need to do is, I'm not going to legally tell you what to do, because legally there's always two sides to the situation. I think you're right, but you never know in a court of law, right? It is not worth doing a lawsuit over this. I've walked away from bigger deals just because I didn't want to deal with it. Number one, I can tell you is if you didn't lock it up yourself and your name's not on that contract, there's really no paper trail. So your protection's destroyed because you didn't do that. Now, if you sign something, a joint venture agreement showing you agree to split the deal if you bring it to them on this address, did you?
No.
You got no protection.
Okay, but they're calling it a JV without a contract. They don't have anything in writing, and I have documentation of this.
Rissa, I'm going to say this in the nicest way.
Okay, go ahead.
You didn't listen to my advice, and now you're getting screwed.
Okay.
And now you're asking me how to fix it.
Okay.
It's like I never told anybody to take a baseball bat to their arm and break their arm, and then ask me how do I fix my arm. It's like, right?
Okay.
If you're going to JV with somebody, you have to there's either two things when it comes to a JV. Either you lock up the deal, and then you're looking for someone to bring you a buyer, or they lock up a deal and you bring the buyer. You are being a bird dog at this point, and that is not JVing. You just send leads.
Okay.
You get paid accordingly.
Okay.
And you get paid accordingly to the value you bring on the joint venture. You bring somebody a deal is worth a lot of money, but it's not nearly as much as if you locked up that deal and brought it to them. That's an extra 5%, but that's everything.
Okay.
So honestly, my opinion is I would take the $600 and leave because that is a bird dog fee. You did what a bird dog would do, and you're getting paid accordingly to that. If you want to get paid as a wholesaler, you lock up the deal because then you control it.
Okay. So even if I, like you said, even attorney is too small of a deal to even do that.
You get an attorney. You never locked up the deal. Your rights aren't there.
Okay. So even with the documentation that I spoke with back and forth with this actual person, that wouldn't stand up and that wouldn't help either.
Okay, Rissa.
Okay. Go ahead.
Let me answer this.
Okay.
This stuff like this happens every month for me.
Okay.
I have my acquisitions team, right?
Okay.
They try to lock up a deal with John Smith seller. I have another competition wholesaler tries to lock up the deal, and they go with John Smith they go with Johnny B wholesaler.
Okay.
Should I sue Johnny B wholesaler for locking it up, even though I was in negotiations with him? No, right?
Okay.
I can prove I was talking to him. I didn't get it locked up.
Okay.
The true damages legally is the equitable interest in the deal.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay.
You're gonna have a lot of issues with it because even if you locked it up, Rissa, you probably don't have the money to go close it yourself, so you can't even do damages from there. I know I talked to a lot of lawyers. I've been screwed on a lot of deals.
Okay.
And I only truly feel like I get screwed is if I lock up a deal and then someone tries to put an affidavit and screw the title on the deal for me from buying it.
Okay.
We're a bird dog here, and you're
Okay.
getting paid as such.
Okay. Okay. So you know what? That's what I need. That's basically what I needed to know. I messed that up. I assumed that I
Try to save some time.
Okay.
And it blew up in your face. So I'm saying this nice is what you just got to lock up the deals.
Okay. I mean, it's like this person wouldn't lock this up before I could even do anything with it. So I understand.
That's up to you. When I send something to a cash buyer address,
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking a risk that they try to blow up my entire deal with the seller.
Okay.
But I have enough trust in that buyer
Mm-hmm.
that if they do that, I'm never going to deal with them again.
Okay. Okay. You know what? And the bottom line is, thank you so much, Zach. You know what? I could stand the truth, the fact that it was a mistake on my part. So I'll go ahead and just assign and take what they're going to give me and walk away, and it'll be my first deal. I guess. Like, would that be acceptable for the June challenge?
No, because you're a bird dog.
Okay. Okay.
You're a bird dog. You got paid as such.
Okay.
I'm going to say this one last time.
Mm-hmm.
Please write this down if you need to, or just understand this.
Okay.
A JV has two parts.
Okay.
You lock up the deal and you try to find a buyer,
Mm-hmm.
or either someone locks it up and you find a buyer for them.
Mm-hmm.
That is how a JV works. If you
Mm-hmm.
send somebody a lead and they lock it up, you're a bird dog.
Okay. All
That's
right
it.
then. Okay, you know what? The bottom line is I have to accept that, and now I learned from this, and I kind of know how to move forward. Going, even I'll never ever put out my information, and then when I turn around, it's gone.
Never. I
Okay.
don't do it. I
Okay.
lock it up because if I give that info when I lock it up,
Mm-hmm.
you can do whatever you want with the deal. You're
Mm-hmm.
not locking it up
Mm-hmm.
because I have it locked up.
Yeah, and that's what happened to me here. I actually put the information on, someone else locked it up. So that's
Listen, message me who the person is, and I'm going to see who it is. And if I know them, I'll give them a good talk and see if I can help you because I'm very well connected in this industry.
uh-huh.
So I could potentially help. Don't say their name or anything because I'm not slandering anyone on here, but message
Mm-hmm.
me and maybe I can help.
Okay, well, I already sent you an update on the actual information. So you know how
Where?
when you say June challenge, I sent the information to you this morning.
Okay. Was it on Messenger?
No. It's actually through the support.
Okay. I'll look at it.
Yeah,
I'm just letting you know, don't stress out over it.
I'm not.
But yeah,
Thank you
that's
so
it.
much. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and accept it. I'm going to accept my mistake and just move on. Okay.
That's
Is that
it. Lawsuit's going to cost you at least 1 to 2 grand.
okay? And now I know. I'll never put my information out there again. Thank you so much.
Well, Rissa, do me a favor.
Okay.
When you lock up a deal,
Mm-hmm.
just put $100 EMD. I promise you,
Mm-hmm.
that's going to save you a lot of headaches.
Okay. You know what? The bottom line, I made a mistake, and I put out something verbally, and someone ran with it.
That's what happens. Trust me, it's happened to me a couple times, and I said to myself, I'm never letting this happen again.
And that's my experience here. Okay, then.
Okay. Appreciate
Thank
it. Have a good one, Rissa.
You too. Thank you so much.
I'm just FYI for everyone. When I tell you something about an experience with I do, or if I just tell something and it seems like a statement, there was 5 years of pain that I had to deal with to get to that point. For example, when I tell everyone you should do $100 EMD, why do I tell you that? Do I say that because I get pleasure out of people giving $100 earnest money? I do not. Okay. I do not like giving $100 earnest money, even $100. I don't like that. Why do I say that? Because I've had so many deals where I locked it up and I didn't put an EMD and someone tries to steal the deal. And then I go to a court and they're like, why do you have an EMD? And it kind of screws me a little, but I still win the deal because I have better lawyers. And then I always put EMD after that, right? I had a $70,000 deal locked up. I made $70K on the deal. The only way I got the deal saved, my lawyer told me, the other lawyer said, because you had an EMD, said, if you didn't have an EMD, we would have cleaned your clock. But guess what? I had $100 EMD down. And it wasn't even legality wise. It was just, I didn't want to go to court for it. And I got it there. So FYI for everyone out here, that $100 EMD means so much. Hello, Kayla. Kyla? Hello.
Oh, hey. Hey, Zach.
How's it going? Connecticut?
Yeah. We
Right.
talked
All
like
right.
last year.
I remember you. How's it going?
Yeah.
Long time no see.
Good. How are you?
I'm blessed.
Yeah. Well, I stopped a little bit, like during the winter stuff, and then I just got back into it, for this June challenge. So, my biggest roadblock right now is just, I am I got the list for the tax delinquents for the towns nearby in where I live, and I got like about 4 cities that they email me back with all the lists. So I have a lot of good lists here, and then I also got a probate list in the city I live. So yeah, I have a lot of good stuff here. It's just when I contacted a lot of the people here, um, they just didn't pick up, and then some I just couldn't find the contact information. So, what do you do for those when you can't find contact information?
Two things. So reverse drawing for dollars, doing the sticky notes. I also like to Facebook message my sellers because pretty easy to find them, and they usually always read the message.
Okay. Yeah, I sent like two sellers on the Facebook message, so I'm just waiting to hear back. I just know it goes through a different mailbox because I'm not friends with those sellers.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Give
take
them
a
a friend
while for
request.
them to see if ever. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Send them a
Yeah.
friend request.
I
They
guess I
will
can
see
try
it. I
that.
promise you. Who's this? Who's this girl trying to be my friend? Who is this? Do I know them? They live in the same state as me, huh? Accept it. See
That's
the
true.
message. Boom. One hack I've seen when they accept your message, unsend the message and send it again, and it'll pop up
Okay.
as a friend. Because so if I sent you a message right now and we're not friends on Facebook, you're going to be in the non-friend thing. And then if you accept my friend request, it's not going to pop up. You won't see it. So I got to send that again.
Oh wow, that's a good tip. I'm gonna do that when I get off. Okay, so yeah, so I just for the other contact people, I couldn't I couldn't find well, yeah, I guess you told me to reverse driving for dollars
Yeah.
and send sticky notes. So I'll do that this weekend, and hopefully I'll get through these people. There's one really good property. I last weekend I just went to a lake, and on my way just saw a house that was boarded up. So so the house is very motivated. It's just finding the I don't know her phone number, which I couldn't find on the internet. So
All right.
yeah, so I'm just gonna keep on contacting these people, and hopefully I can get through them because I have a lot of good lists here. So
Awesome.
yeah. So what happened? What I didn't get a deal yet, but I tried a lot of things before. So right, for right now, I'm just being more specific with my time and money, and being more careful. I think the last year when I first started, I was just doing everything all at once. So I
Yeah.
think that was my biggest issue. And I spent a lot of money on just bad lists and
Simplify it.
marketing.
Simplicity fails. Complexity fails.
Yeah. So but I got a good government list, so which I
Go
didn't
after it.
do before. So
Beautiful.
yeah. So yeah, I'll contact you when I do get something under contract.
All righty. Let me know.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Boom. All right. All right. What is up, guys?
What's up, Zach? How are you?
I'm blessed.
I'm blessed as well, brother. Yeah, sorry about BK doing a little spam. I was working. I would have tried to prevent her
What spam?
jumping on you so much. I know that you guys are there to help us, but yeah, we got some interesting stuff happening actually.
Yeah. What spam? What do you guys need help with? Was it on Messenger or something?
What was that?
Was it on Messenger or something?
I've messaged you a couple times, but it's okay. You're busy.
Yeah,
like
no, in
200
the chat. In the
messages a day.
chat, I saw that she was like jumping in the chat. I was like,
If you wanted to talk to me,
but
this is the best way right here.
That's what I was telling her. That's
The
exactly
best
what
way.
I was telling her.
I get
But
200 messages.
We got
All right,
a lot of
what's up?
good stuff happening right now. Like,
Tell me.
some good stuff. I'm meeting with the seller tomorrow morning, actually.
Okay.
Pretty deep. I would say very motivated right now. He's a flipper. He's told me he flipped about 15 or so properties in the last couple of years. Some circumstances came up where he's kind of in the middle of a flip right now, and now he wants to totally bail out of the property. I haven't discussed what I want to buy it for, but he told me his price already. He told me right about 150K is what he's all in at right now.
Okay.
If we're looking like ARV, I would say probably right 260
270
to 270, right around that range comfortably. I'd say like that's maybe even a little bit more on the conservative side. Here's where stuff gets interesting. He's got approval, or he has plans approved for remodeling the whole inside, which was a tear down, which is essentially like totally gutted right now. It's totally like bare frames. It was a 3-2, but he has plans to make it a 4-3.
Ooh, okay.
And the plans are already approved for the 4-3.
Yeah.
And for all the other work that he's going to do with it. But he told me that he's in at 150. The ARVs that I'm pulling are only based on 3-2s. I didn't even want to consider the 4-3 in the equation just because
It's not done.
approvals, I'm sure you know better than anybody, like approvals don't really, I'm guessing they don't really mean that much.
Not really. To the right buyer, but not really.
Yeah, it's like, so I was kind of like, all right, maybe it's going to totally fall through with that, but we're right at 150, but I want to try to get your opinion on what's going to be the best offer that, I mean, he's pretty motivated. I'd say he wants to get this thing done in 20 days. He gave me a call. He's like ready to move, snap fast.
CJ, I got a question for you.
Yep.
You and Brooklyn's definitely watched a lot of my stuff. What do you think I'm going to tell you? I'm just curious. What do you think I'm going to say?
Get the lowest possible offer.
And what are you going to do with the cash buyer?
What am I going to do with them? How so?
Buy low, sell high, right?
Right.
So I keep it simple, and that's giving me the bet. My biggest deals are ones I don't even do. Like I do a little bit of comping. I don't really do too much. I just lock it up. I look at the motivation. You see motivation with this guy. He wants to sell it quick. I lock it up for the lowest price possible.
Okay.
You're very lucky you got the whole partner thing going on the appointment. One thing you're going to do is if he wants to sell at a price, you're going to get him, say how much he needs to say. He's going to say 150. And they're going to say, hey, you know, my partner Brooklyn says, or whatever, at low price. Meet in the middle. You're fine. Like at the end of the day, you just got to lock it up for the lowest you can. Between you and me, let's have a conversation.
Okay.
Why Brooklyn's not here, right?
Yeah.
If he says he wants to sell, you say you're going to want to buy it for 130, and he says he wants to sell for 160, and 160 is the least he's going to take, and he's super stubborn. Are you going to lock it up for 160?
Yeah, of course. I'll talk to you later.
No.
No?
Well, I'm sorry. It's difficult to hear. Brooklyn was on a call.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's talking to a seller.
Yeah. If he says 160, I'm not doing anything less, but I'll sign right now. Are you going to sign it?
Yeah, I'm going to sign it.
What if he says 140?
Then
You just got to get him as lowest and sign it. And then,
Right.
Dude,
okay.
I have so many deals where I'm like, okay, I'm going to lock it up, and I bring it to 4 cash buyers. So let's say this 150 deal. I've had deals like this where I bring it to cash buyer 1. He says, I'm not buying this for over $100,000. This is a terrible deal. Terrible deal, CJ. Deal number 2, I'll buy this for 150. Sorry, cash buyer number 2. Cash buyer number 3, I'll buy it for 170. And cash buyer number 4 says I'll take 200 all day. If you just focus on cash buyer 1, you'd had a terrible deal and you're a terrible wholesaler, right? Cash buyer number 4 makes you look like a genius. Did the deal change at all? Just the buyer.
Yeah.
So your deal is dependent on the buyer here. You need to lock it up for the lowest price you can.
Okay.
Remember, even if it's 165, you're probably going to still lock it up because you just got to bring it to a buyer, right?
Right.
Okay.
Obviously, you should get under 150, but lock it up for the lowest you can and call as many buyers as you can and try to sell it, right?
Okay. No, that's what I was thinking. It was that easy. That's kind of what we were basing it off of. But I was a little hesitant on. I asked him what he had the GCs come in at and tell him what the work was going to be. He's telling me right at about 80K, which kind of seemed a little far fetched. I mean, it's bare bones. It's frames right now.
It is about right.
You think that's good?
Have you ever dealt with the GCs currently, man? They're stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid. A GC. All right, I did a flip right now. Cost me 20K. Bare bones. I got my handyman. Like, they're working decent price.
Right.
A GC would charge me 60 to 70K to do that. I do it for 20 because those general contractors are just, they got a lot of fat going on. Like, what I mean by that, not physically, but like, oh, I'm going to charge you $15 an hour, but I'm going to charge you 20 and they'll make 5. Like, they're going to charge a stupid amount. And until their jobs start going lower, which they will, their prices are going to go down. Yeah. I've had GCs tell me it's 100K to do a house and it cost me 30, right? They don't know. But it's bare bones. So, dude, at the end of the day, it comes back to the cash buyer. If a cash buyer thinks you can do it for 40, then it's fine, right? So at the end of the day, you just got to bring the buyers through, right? Is it vacant?
Yeah, no. So it's like
the money right now. The money right now is getting the thing locked up, getting a lockbox on it for your partner to go through, and because it's bare bones, you have this excuse. Hey, I have handymen want to go through, maybe a flooring people, just to give us maybe quotes on it. So okay, if I put a lockbox after you get it locked up. So get it locked up. Don't say this before because you already got locked up, right? Is it okay if we put a lockbox? What Brooklyn should do, or CJ, have the lockbox already in your hand.
Right.
So it's just kind of like, okay, because it's already in your hand, right?
Right.
Oh, if you have to go out, get it, no. But like if it's already in your hand, it's like, oh shoot, right?
Well, this is boarded windows territory of town.
So
get a
lockbox.
Like if you're doing a job, they board like all windows are boarded up tight because people will go in and break.
Yeah, so put a lockbox on there and say, since it's on a lockbox, we want to go in and I check on it once a week, twice a week, whatever. Make sure it's safe because maybe it's a rougher part of town.
Right.
And what you're going to do is bring as many buyers as you can through there.
Okay.
Right? Realtor with cash sales, everything. We're going to throw the kitchen sink at it. So what you're going to guys do is, when are you going to lock this deal up?
Up tomorrow morning.
Okay. We'll go on the live tomorrow. And I'll break down. I'll give you a list of 10 things you got to do tomorrow once you lock it up.
Okay. Sounds good.
Do you guys have a lockbox?
I'm about to go buy one at Walmart.
Buy one at Home Depot. $20.
Depot.
You can return it. Return
it.
I don't
Lowe's
care.
right there.
Yeah. Get Lowe's. You can return it. Just have it in your hand once you lock it up.
Right.
So just one of you two just walk up to them while you're looking at the house and just have it there. Because it's kind of like, oh, shoot, fine. So that's what I would do there. But lock it up first and we'll talk about cash buyers. But the lockbox makes you have so many more people.
Okay.
Awesome. Go ahead.
Yeah. And then question about bandit signs. So this actually was a lead from a bandit sign.
Beautiful.
If bandit signs aren't technically allowed and we get a call saying they need to be taken down, do we need to take them down? But
let me give you a theoretical. I'm not going to tell you what to do, okay? I'm going to tell you what, some stupid kids did in the past in my market, that were a little younger. I'll give you a theoretical, okay? I'm not going to tell you what I did, but I'll tell you what people I know do. It's a threat. I've had probably 100 violations documented. I probably have an account for me somewhere for bandit signs. You'll never catch me. But every single time I've gotten a call, or my friend got a call, you always got to be careful on bandit signs, right? The way I always have these conversations is the same way. Hello, hi, who is this? What's your name? Sarah or John, whatever. Hey, John. And just talk about the property. What's the address of the property you're looking to sell? Now, code enforcement usually breaks at that. They don't play those games. I've had code enforcement officers after the 10th call do this to me. And I've always done this. I never give my name or my info. Okay. My name is Brooklyn. My name is CJ. What's your last name? My name is Brooklyn. My name is CJ. Okay. My boss doesn't let me give my personal information out. What's your name? John. What's your last name, John? Why do you need to know my last name, CJ? Well, to see if you're the owner and get information about the property. Oh, well, my name's blah, blah, blah. They won't do it. If you can catch code enforcement giving you fraud saying they're John Smith who owns this house, they're in more trouble than ever.
Right.
So code enforcement will never give you a fake. They'll give you a fake first name, last name, but they'll never give you a fake property address and then a fake first name, last name, because that's fraud. They're defrauding you and pretending to be somebody who owns a property when they're really not. Oh my gosh, you could have an easy lawsuit right there.
Right.
So that's always the thing. Get the first name, last name, and the address. If someone refuses to give that to you, first of all, they're not motivated enough.
Right.
And number two, they're probably code enforcement. And we're going to ask, hey, this is code enforcement. Who is this? CJ. CJ, what's your last name? My name's CJ. What's the company you work for? I get banner signs. Hey, who is this? CJ. What company do you work for? Well, I'll go ask my boss. We just buy houses. My name's CJ. We buy houses. And they'll be like, well, CJ, do you have a boss or a manager I can talk to? No, I just get the information and I just email it out. Well, can I get their email? Well, or do you look to sell the house? I'm going to get in trouble if I give them an email and no one wants to sell their house. Okay, fine. Always say that I've always done this too. No, sorry. My friend's always done this too. I might have done this in the past. When code enforcement calls me, I always say this. It's like, I'm just working. Like, I'm just a guy answering the phones. Like, why are you trying to nail me? Like, I'm just the guy answering the phones. I don't even live, I don't live nearby. Like, why? Because they're going to be like, well, this isn't the guy. Right.
Right.
And that's the thing.
Hey, those are some quality pointers, my man. That's why we tune in all the time.
Because the reason why I say that is because there's people that call me and says, I gave my first name, last name, my address, and my information. Now I have a $1,000 fine. What do I do? I'm like, why? So if you do that, you're fine.
Hey, man, we appreciate it. Well, we're going to let you know how it goes tomorrow.
Let me know.
Okay.
Sounds good. We appreciate it, Zach.
Have a great one, guys.
You too.
Awesome. All right. Next here, we got Anna.
Hey, Zach. I've
going?
been messaging you on Facebook Messenger, but I haven't heard from you. I know you're super busy. I got a property. I got a property and I don't know what to do with it. I want to JV with you. I know you sent the link, but the thing is that this is a broken down house on a 4.19 acre of land. And what the lady wrote to me, I'm going to read it to you. It's approved for 20 independent homes. The plans are submitted, reviewed, and approved by the city. The lot was deforested and existing home is being improved. You can let me know the offer. We can talk if it's in the price range. Are you a buyer or realtor? So basically, I told her I'm a buyer, but I don't know what price to give her because last year she purchased this land for $1,135,000.
That's a big number.
Yes, it's a huge number, but it's approved for 20 homes by the city. I mean, should I be going into it? This is my first deal, or should I stay away from it?
Yes, go after it. So they bought it for 1.3, you said?
1,001,035.
Okay. Do you have any idea how much they're looking to sell it for?
But that's the thing. I've been asking her like 2 times in the text messages going back and forth. Can you tell me the number? And she keeps on referring back to me, telling me, you give me the number. So, and I don't.
Perfect. Anna, you're stuck here. And there's 2 ways to get unstuck here. Number 1, you're going to have to call them over the phone.
Okay. I'm scared. I'm like shaking. I'm talking to you and I'm shaking.
Why are you scared?
Because it's my first deal and I understand it can be like huge because there's like it been approved for 20 homes. And each home we looked up in the area. It's really nice area out here. Each home sells for between 500 to 800K, with the 500 being like shitty houses, like really bad houses. So basically, if they're brand new homes, I'm thinking around the 750, 80, 800. So I know
Anna,
it's like,
So kind of like the conversation I had with CJ and Brooklyn before, which you heard. You just got to lock it up and try to sell it. And that end of the day. So that's already established. So let's establish, first of all, why you're nervous to talk to them, right? You're nervous. It's a big deal. It's your first deal, right?
Yes.
All right. Let me ask you a question, because I talked to you last week, right?
Yeah, you did.
You said, quote to me, as I remember, I got a decent memory, that about your husband and you're working with him and you love him and you love spending all your time with him, right?
Yes.
So I think it's safe to say you love your husband, right?
Yes.
Did you have a first date with him?
Yeah.
Were you nervous?
Not really. It was online.
Not
I brought it
nervous?
from Ukraine.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, most people are nervous. Or you're
Yeah,
nervous
I
with them, right?
understand.
You
Yeah.
know, of course you were nervous, but it ended up, it was worth being nervous for because it ended up being a good result.
Yeah,
That's the way you got to
absolutely.
look at this. Of course you're going to be nervous, but the end result is way better than being nervous, because you would have had that regret. So the point I'm trying to make is you just got to do it. Is there
Okay,
any
but what
underlying
number
reason?
do I give her? Like, how do I do this math? Because I mean, if they sell 20 homes at 80K, it's a 16 million. You know what I mean?
It's not worth 16
No.
million. Your best case scenario, you sell it for hundreds of thousands, but that's best case, right? Like, you're not going to, you could potentially, but I don't see it like that. What I'm going to tell you, your best situation is a deal like this. It's interesting. You're going to have your,
Would you JV with me on it?
yeah, we can JV with you. This is one where you're going to have to, I would have a lawyer write up a contract on this, because when you're doing big boy, big girl money, you're going to have to be pretty legit with a lot of stuff.
And that's the thing. That's why I'm terrified, because I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Well,
You know what I mean?
You watched the
Like,
beginning of this video. It's like buying a car, buying a piece of land, right?
yeah.
I want to buy it. This is
You
the
make
price
it
I want
sound
to
so
buy it.
easy.
Because I've done it multiple times. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, if I don't get the deal, it doesn't end everything for me, right? Like,
Okay,
I
what
learned
if she's gonna ask me for proof of funds? What do I do? And I don't have that money. Do
can
I
give
run to you?
I don't care. I'll give you proof funds for $3 million. I don't care.
Okay.
Okay. If you be confident, you're probably not going to have to deal with that, but we can give you a proof of funds all day on that.
Okay.
Now, with this deal, you should call them, have a conversation. Are they local?
Yes, driving for dollars.
Beautiful. All right. So
It's off market for as long as I know, and it's really awesome.
What's her reason for selling it? She just bought it.
We looked her up on she's a doctor, so I guess just brought it to invest in it, and just wants to sell it, not deal with it, kind of a thing, from what I understand. You know what I mean? Because she purchased it, like she said, she got it deforested. It's all kind of ready lot sort of a thing. There's one old house on it, and I mean, she wrote that it had been approved by the city for 20 independent homes. So
okay. So Anna,
she's kind of working on it.
send us the JV on this. But if you send me the JV, you're going to have to promise a couple of things. First of all, we can help you lock it up, but you're going to have to be the person that locks it up, because you're going to get the best price meeting the person in person. Oh, you're going to get the best price. Like, you could shave a lot of money off of it. So what I'm going to tell you is, she's texting you on the phone. What are you willing to do? So if she bought it for 1. Let's say 2, for example, right? 1.1, try to be a little under it and see if she budges on that. So the best situation is you meet them in person, you go look at the property, right? Take pictures, all that fun stuff. How far is that from you?
Like 10 minutes, 5 minutes.
10 minutes. Perfect. I would go probably with your husband, just so like it's a partner team, right? And you play the good cop, bad cop, right? Like I've said, and you just go there, look at it, and just talk about it. Say, hey, this could be a really good development for me and my partner. Who's your partner, Anna? We got you covered. Don't worry. I have multiple builders I want to work with this. I'm going to have to call each of them and see which one I want to work with, because each of them are a little different, right?
Okay.
That's it. This is recorded on YouTube, so you can go by and see it. I can talk to you tomorrow about it. Rick can talk to you about it, so don't like fret over it. But I honestly would say is I can help you get the contracts, all the proof of funds, all that stuff if you need it. But honestly, you need to go meet them with a contract in hand and agree to purchase it for the lowest price you can. Maybe your husband wants to buy it for 900, right? Maybe he wants to buy it for 900. and maybe you're like, well, I can't do 100. I can do 1.3, meet in the middle, whatever. Just try to lock it up for the lowest you can. The real money in this is going to be the buyer. And that's really where I'm going to have probably a team of 3 people called every builder within a 15-mile square radius and every hedge fund in their mom to go and buy this property. That's where the work is. Between you and me, the nervousness should be on the buyer, not on the locking it up. Locking it up is 20% of the battle. So I wouldn't even be
But
nervous.
my biggest thing is like I don't, because there's a lot of potential in it, and she brought it for 1 million. Like, what do I offer? I mean, I understand. So basically, go offer her less than what she purchased it for. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. And if
Market conditions
she's
have
going to
changed.
say, and if she's not going to be texting me back, ask her why she's
Call
not
her.
texting.
Call her.
Okay.
Do not text her anymore. Call her.
Call her. Okay.
Call her. I'm serious. If you're serious about buying a car, you're not going to be you could text, but like you'd probably call if you're more serious asking questions. So I would call and try to do this ASAP.
Can you call for me? I'll give you the number.
I mean, if you send it, we can. I can probably do it. Yes.
I'm Zach, I'm terrified. I'm terrified because it's a big deal. I don't want to screw it up. And I'd rather JV and get 50 off of it, than let it slide between my fingers and not have it.
All right, and how about this? I'll call. I'll make a video on this, record it for everyone, and then I won't post it though. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
But guess what I'm going to do on that call? I'm going to set up an appointment with you and your husband to go meet them.
Okay.
And then you're going to lock it up.
Awesome.
Okay.
Oh my God. I'm like,
but what did I
shit.
tell you? Locking up is 20% of the battle. I probably have to do 1,000 cold calls to even find a buyer for this, but it might be worth it. At the end of the day, a buyer might not even want to deal with it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But it might seem like a good deal. I want to
the thing is that like in our area, what I'm talking to you about is it's constantly being remodeled. Like the streets are being remodeled, the sidewalks, like it's growing. It's not going down. You know what I mean? It's becoming a better city, so that old houses are being brought out and built with like the new houses. So like we can see, I've been living here for 10 years and I see like huge difference in the city when I started living compared to now.
Yeah, interest rates are going up. I'm not like, you can send me the deal. I'm not like excited about it because I don't know. I'm gonna have to underwrite the deal and see if this is something that would be work or not. At the end of the day, I don't know who's gonna buy it or what price they're at unless I actually call enough. So send us up. I'll call and set up the appointment, but you're gonna have to go out there and look at it. And yeah, that all I can tell you is we're gonna try to lock it up for the lowest price we can, and then sell it for the highest and see if we can do anything. So that's the play on it.
Okay. So what about due diligence period? How many days should it be?
60 to 90 days, honestly.
For that project.
Oh yeah. It needs I'm gonna have to soil testing, all the surveys, like the buyer is gonna need all of that. So yes, hands down.
So to be on the safe side, do a 90-day with her?
I would say 60 to 90 and then write 90.
Uh-huh. Okay. And another question, how do I get a hold of you? That's the only way, like you said to the other guys, that's the best way to get a hold of you is
You're talking to me right now. I get 200 messages a day, so it's kind of hard for me. You'll be in our CRM for the JV deal, so you'll probably talk to someone on our team or me. So just submit the info on the deal there. And
but I don't have a contract. You want me to put what I know, like the address?
Yeah, I don't care. It's under contract. Just I remember. I'll remember the name. Just put you and your husband's info on there, and it's a $1.3 million property in California for land. I'll get alerted very quick. So yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll so excited. All right. Thank you so much, Zach.
Send the deal within an hour, and I got the camera right here, and then I'll record the call or whatever. She probably won't answer me if she's a doctor. But
she texted me back around like 11 p.m. and it was like weird. I'm like, why is she like texting me so late? And then when I went up and looked up her info, she came as a doctor. So I'm like, oh, well, that's why she texted me so late. Probably just got off her shift or something.
Yeah. So send that over and then we'll get it done quick.
Okay, all right. I'll do it right now. I'm doing it right now.
All right. And then
Awesome.
what's your husband's name?
Terrace.
Terrace?
Yes.
Tell him I said privet? Private?
Привет.
Privet. Tell him I said privet.
Awesome. Thank you,
All right.
Zach.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
I'm trying to learn to say hello in everyone's language, but that's, I think, hello in Ukrainian. I hope I said that right. Whatever. All right. Jonas, what is up?
What is up? Yeah, so we got spring break here in Sweden, so I'm marketing a lot more.
Awesome, man.
But like I'm still struggling with the like talking to sellers after you've cold called them, like the confidence, and that's just you gotta practice. I get it.
Yeah.
But so with the land in Georgia, like last time I talked to him, I said, okay, I can give you a 5,000 earnest money deposit, and I can you can probably sign the purchase and sales agreement at the title company. So I'll just screw the pooch on that one. Like, could I also do like Anna, like, because I think they are pretty motivated. Like his wife says, we want to sell. Like if maybe
the JV thing.
Yeah, like maybe if one of your team, like, oh, we're just gonna do 100 EMD. That if
Yeah. My team has to look it up. If they think they can sell it, they'll tell you. If they can't, they won't. We won't sign anything unless we don't think we can sell it.
Yeah. All right.
Like she's in Stockton, California. There's a lot of builders there. I got to look where in Georgia. You send it, we'll underwrite it, but like that's the point.
All right.
Yeah, send it over. We'll look at it, man.
Yeah. And the link is in the live chat, right?
Yeah, I got to put in the description, but just go to freewholesaling.com. There'll be a JV with us on the top, and you just click there.
Yeah, really nice. And also, I have some quick questions. I'm trying to stretch my budget a little bit more, so I've switched to PropStream script tracing.
Okay.
That's good. That's bash leads. Yeah.
Not
And I want to request the water list, the water shut-offs. I'm pretty sure that they're gonna find me, because it says like there's a really big disclaimer that they do find people. Maybe like, I don't know, a couple of bucks. But what address should I write? Because I don't want to go to some. Should I just write my address here in Sweden?
That's gonna be a tough one. I would find a local wholesaler and use their address. Just being honest. If you get it from Sweden, because you're technically not a U.S. citizen, they're probably gonna like find a loophole around it.
Yeah. So and the filters on PropStream for cash buyers, do you just put cash buyers and then like recent sales within the last year, or
so I like to go by cash sales.
Filter,
sale date, past month. That's my favorite.
Oh, okay.
I like to filter for like a vacant land. I'll go by vacant land, right? I can play with all that, right? That's what I like to do.
And is it normal to when you have 200 contacts, like maybe just 10 people answer and like 5 of those were the actual homeowners, or
yeah, sometimes it depends on the skip tracing. But yeah.
Okay. And yeah, that's all. Thank you so much.
Awesome, man. Thanks, Jonas.
Thank you.
Have a great one, man. Awesome. Let's see here. Any questions we got? We're going to the chat really quick. She says she spoke with Zig Ziglar on a stage. That's pretty cool. Polo, what question you got? Let me know. Or Palo, sorry. Wholesaling also is for real. That's how you join on here. Diamond says live was very informative. Thank you. I appreciate it, guys. Yeah, let's go see if she can send, if Anna can send that deal over and see if we can lock it up. I'll keep the cameras hot on so we can see if I get this thing locked up. But yeah. Orange County, probably no. I'm I'm not the biggest fan of that. Appreciate John. Awesome. I thought John was on here. I thought I was going to hop on. Whatever. All right, guys, this is Zach Ginn. We're talking here. So this is how you talk to sellers. That is exactly everything. Appreciate it, John. But guys, if you want to get started in real estate wholesaling, this is the time to be going at it. Go to freewholesaling.com on the bottom. Check out all the channels, guys. Subscribe to everything. Go to freewholesaling.com. Subscribe to the Flip with Rick YouTube channel. Subscribe to the Zach Ginn YouTube channel and the Rick Ginn YouTube channel. We're making originals coming out for the Rick Ginn and Zach Ginn channels. So that's going to be pretty cool. Wholesaling analysis for has got their clips going. So we're getting it done, guys. Let's go. Guys, if you got any value, smash the like button and subscribe, and see you guys tomorrow.